When we remember that we have choices in each moment in terms of what we say next or what we do next or how we respond or how we don't respond, we take back our power and we feel more confident as parents. We also then make better choices, quite honestly. It helps us get that space that I'm always talking about, that space between your child's challenging behavior and that visceral response that is so understandable and so human and so normal. Hi there, and welcome to the Brain First Parenting Podcast. I'm your host, Eileen Devine, and I am a therapist, parent coach, and educator who supports parents that are raising children, teens, and young adults with brain-based differences and challenging behavioral symptoms. If you are a parent or caregiver of a child who has intense, confusing, relentless, or sometimes even scary behaviors, you are in the right place, and I am so glad you're here. Let's get started. Hello, and welcome back to the Brain First Parenting Podcast. I'm your host, Eileen Devine, and today I have my top favorite go-to mantras that I use in my own parenting and that I encourage the parents I work with to use in order to help them stay in a brain-first mindset. One of the hardest aspects of parenting from a brain-first lens is being able to react and move forward from this brain-first perspective when things get really hard. And I've worked with many parents who have what I call the knowing. So they've already done the hard work of truly understanding their child's unique brain and their fragile nervous system, but they're in this moment where things get tricky or challenging with their child, and they find putting that knowing into practice is really hard, right? So that's the integration piece, the embodiment piece. It is key to moving forward on this parenting path. You are capable of it, but it's hard work. It takes persistence, it takes consistency, it takes practice. So if you're finding yourself in a similar position, having a hard time making that leap from knowing what you want to do and how you want to show up and what you want to be able to provide to your child, but in the moment feeling like you fall short of that, that is a very normal part of this learning process. Really unlearning as well. Unlearning and learning what you thought it meant to be a parent. Right? So with that being said, there are ways that we can make that big leap from the knowing to then putting it into practice to embodying these principles easier on ourselves in that moment. And one of the things that we can do is have what I call a mantra in your back pocket. This means you have focused in on one or two mantras that you say to yourself on a daily basis, if not more. And maybe you have them posted on sticky notes in a few places around your house so that when you get into that really challenging space with your child who's struggling, these mantras come to you automatically and they can help you stay grounded and they can help you stay regulated. So in today's episode, I want to share with you my top 5 favorite mantras in no particular order. And then at the end of this episode, I will also provide you with a link to a resource where you can download an infographic, a free infographic, and it has 15 mantras for you to try on to see which ones resonate with you. You can make them screensaver on your phone or Post-it notes, again, on your bathroom mirror so that they can become really ingrained in your brain and easy to access when things get hard. So listen for that link at the end, and it will also be there for you in the show notes. All right, the first mantra is, my child would be doing better in this moment if they could. My child would be doing better in this moment if they could. This mantra can help depersonalize that behavior that you're seeing. It can help us as parents be more empathetic in that moment where our child needs a lot of compassion, right? And a lot of empathy. It helps us really be able to tap into that and offer that to our child. It helps us also remember their fragility and their goodness, right? It helps us remember that they would be doing better in this moment if they could, because who wants to be in trouble all the time and have everyone upset with them? No one, right? So my child would be doing better in this moment if they could. Speaking of fragility, the second mantra I want to share with you is, this is my child's fragile nervous system showing itself fully to me. This being their challenging behaviors. So we know that a fragile nervous system is something that all of our kids with brain-based differences live with, and that means that they are more susceptible to being thrown into dysregulation over seemingly insignificant things, right? When we can see that in this moment, when they are aggressive or melting down or being just so sassy or disrespectful, when we can remember that this is a reflection of their fragility, it really helps shift our own nervous system energy and changes what we decide to do next. Now, I know that shift is easier said than done, which actually leads me to my third favorite mantra, which is, this is as hard as I think it is, and I will be okay. This is as hard as I think it is, and I will be okay. I don't know how many times I've said this to a parent. It's a lot. That, yeah, what you are describing to me, it's as hard as you think it is. And when I say that, oftentimes I get this stunned look from them because nobody has acknowledged that, right? They haven't even sometimes been able to acknowledge it themselves. They feel seen, they feel heard. It is the truth. This is as hard as you think it is, and you will be okay. So I also remind them that they will be okay because they're taking steps to learn how to parent their child differently in a way that helps their child, but also builds their own resilience. And this is why I always say that we as parents need to be hyper-focused on building our internal and external resources, whatever that means for you, so that you have the endurance that your child needs. You can have a complex child, and it can be really hard, and you can also be okay. All of that can be true. So that is possible. And I want you to know that and hear that, because I know for many of you that may feel impossible right now, right? This is as hard as I think it is, and I will be okay. All right, my fourth mantra is one that a parent told me once, and I wish I could remember who it was. So if this person's listening, reach out to me. Let me know that you're the one that told me this, and I will give you credit. This mantra is simple, but it is so powerful. It is stay soft. So only 2 words, but it has this really powerful and complex meaning. It means stay soft in the face of your child's cognitive rigidity. Stay soft in tone of voice in the midst of your child's harsh words. Stay soft in body posture and facial expression, because our kids are hypersensitive to the tension in our body, which creates more tension in them. I really love this one so much. Stay soft. And my 5th mantra for you is, I have choices in each moment. Okay? I have choices in each moment. When we remember that we have choices in each moment in terms of what we say next, or what we do next, or how we respond, or how we don't respond, we take back our power and we feel more confident as parents. We also then make better choices, quite honestly. It helps us get that space that I'm always talking about, that space between your child's challenging behavior and that visceral response that is so understandable and so human and so normal. I have choices in each moment. Okay, I know I said I was only going to have 5, but I have to add the 6th one in. It is, I am deserving of self-compassion. I've said before how the parents I work with are the most kind and compassionate people I know, but they often find it really difficult to tap into their own self-compassion. We know that self-compassion is a protective factor against depression, against anxiety. It's not just a nice idea. It really does help build resilience. The parents that I work with are doing an incredible job as parents, despite some really difficult circumstances, and they deserve all the self-compassion in the world. So that's something, if that is something you've had trouble accessing, I would encourage you to think about this mantra and how it might shift things for you. I am deserving of self-compassion. All right, as I mentioned earlier, I have a free infographic with 15 helpful mantras for staying in a brain-first parenting mindset. I want to encourage you to download this free infographic, maybe hang it somewhere where you see it each day, maybe pick the ones of these 15 that resonate with you most, maybe write those on a few sticky notes, put them in other places around the house, all in the support of you, the support that you need, that we all need, as we work so hard to parent our complex kids. You can download that free copy, that free infographic at go.eileendivine.com/mantras. That's go.eileendivine.com/mantras. And I will also be sure to include it in the show notes for this episode. All right, that's it for today. Until next time, know that I am so glad we are in this together, and take good care of yourself. Hey, real quick before we go, if you are on Instagram or Facebook and you have not yet hit that follow button for Eileen Divine and Brain First Parenting, that is where I hang out and share information every single day about the Brain First Parenting approach, as well as my upcoming workshops or free resources that I've created for parents just like you. It would mean the world to me if you join me on either one of those platforms. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you there.